This video goes out to my buddies Remington Riders and Bob Libertor. Thanks for the suggestion, horses. And if you have any suggestions, please put them in the comment section below. Sheldon Allen Silverstein was an American writer, poet, cartoonist, songwriter, and playwright. He was best known for his cartoons, songs, and children's books. He styled himself as Uncle Shelby in some works. His books have been translated into more than 30 languages and have sold more than 20 million copies. His songs have been recorded and popularized by a wide variety of acts, including Johnny Cash, the Irish Rovers, and Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. He was the recipient of 2 Grammy Awards, as well as Golden Globe and Academy Award nominations. This video would be too long to focus on all aspects of his multiple careers. Instead, we'll just focus on his songwriting and his life. Shel Silverstein was born into a Jewish family in Chicago on September 25, 1930. He grew up in the Logan Square neighborhood of Chicago, where he attended Roosevelt High School. He then joined the University of Illinois, from where he was expelled. He enrolled in the Chicago Academy of Fine Arts, which he was attending when he was drafted into the United States Army. He served in Japan and Korea. Silverstein studied briefly at Chicago College of Performing Arts and Roosevelt University. His musical output included a large catalog of songs. A number of them were hits for other artists, most notably the rock group Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. He wrote Tom Paul Glacier's highest charting solo single, Put Another Log on the Fire. One's on the Way and Hey Loretta, both hits for Loretta Lynn in 1971 and 1973 respectively. And 25 Minutes to Go, sung by Johnny Cash. It tells the tale about a man on death row, with each line counting down 1 minute closer to his death. Silverstein also wrote one of Cash's biggest hits, A Boy Named Sue, as well as The Unicorn, first recorded by Silverstein in 1962, but the better-known version is by the Irish Rovers. Other songs written by Silverstein include The Taker, written with Chris Christopherson and recorded by Waylon Jennings, and a sequel to A Boy Named Sue, titled Father of a Boy Named Sue, which is less known, but he performed the song on television on the Johnny Cash Show. He wrote the lyrics and music for most of the Dr. Hook and the Medicine shows on their first few albums, including the cover of the Rolling Stone, Freaking at the Freakers Ball, Sylvia's Mother, The Things I Didn't Say, and Don't Give a Dose to the One You Love Most. He wrote many of the songs performed by Bobby Bare, including Rosalie's Good Eats Cafe, The Mermaid, The Winner, Warm and Free, and Tequila Sheila. He co-wrote with Baxter Taylor, Marie Laveau, for which the songwriters received a 1975 BMI Award. The third album by Tom Paul Glacier contained 8 songs by Silverstein and 3 by Silverstein and others. Silverstein's The Ballad of Lucy Jordan, first recorded by Dr. Hook in 1975, was re-recorded by Mary Ann Faithfull, 1979, Belinda Carlisle, 1996, and Bobby Bare in 2005, and later featured in the films Montenegro and Thelma and Louise. Queen of the Silver Dollar was first recorded by Dr. Hook on their 1972 album Sloppy Seconds, and later by Doyle Holly on his 1973 album Doyle Holly, Barbie Bitten on 1974 album Barbie Doll, Emmylou Harris on her 1975 album Pieces of the Sky, and Dave and Sugar on their 1976 album Dave and Sugar. Silverstein composed original music for several films and displayed a musical versatility in these projects, playing guitar, piano, saxophone, and trombone. He wrote In the Hills of Shiloh, a poignant song about the aftermath of the American Civil War, recorded by the New Christy Minstrels, Judy Collins, Bobby Bare, and others. The soundtrack of the 1970 film Ned Kelly features Silverstein's songs, performed by Waylon Jennings, Chris Christopherson, and others. He also co-wrote with Waylon the song A Long Time Ago. In addition, Silverstein wrote Hey Nellie Nellie, a 1960s-era folk song recorded by Judy Collins. Silverstein had a popular following on Dr. Demento's radio show. Among his better-known comedy songs were Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout, Would Not Take the Garbage Out, The Smoke Off, a tale of a contest to determine who could roll or smoke marijuana joints faster, I Got Stoned and I Missed It, and Stacy Brown Got Two. He wrote The Father of a Boy Named Sue, in which he tells the story from the original song from the father's point of view, and the 1962 song Boa Constrictor, sung by a person who is being swallowed by a snake, recorded by folk group Peter, Paul, and Mary, as well as recorded by Johnny Cash for his 1966 album Everybody Loves a Nut. One of the later musical projects Silverstein completed in his lifetime was Old Dogs, a 1998 album with songs about getting old, all of which Silverstein wrote or co-wrote. A longtime friend of singer-songwriter Pat Daly, Silverstein collaborated with him on the posthumously released Underwater Land album, 2002. It contains 17 children's songs written and produced by Silverstein and sung by Daly, with Silverstein joining him on a few tracks. The album features art by Silverstein. He was a friend of Chicago songwriter Steve Goodman, for whom he wrote the final verse of What Have You Done For Me Lately, refusing a songwriting credit for his contribution. Goodman also recorded Silverstein's Three-Legged Man, as did Ray Stevens. In 2010, Bobby Bare and his son Bobby Bare Jr. produced a CD called Twistable Turnable Man, a musical tribute to the songs of Shel Silverstein, which was released on Sugar Hill Records. Other artists recording Silverstein songs include Brothers Four, Andrew Bird, My Morning Jacket, and Bobby Bare Jr. From around 1967 to 1975, Silverstein lived in a houseboat in South Alto, California. He also owned homes in Martha's Vineyard and Greenwich Village and Key West. He never married, and according to the 2007 biography, A Boy Named Shel, slept with hundreds, perhaps thousands of women. He was also a frequent presence at Hugh Hefner's Playboy Mansion and Playboy clubs. Silverstein reportedly met a woman from Sausalito named Susan Taylor Hastings at the Playboy Mansion, and they had a daughter named Shoshana Jordan Hastings, born June 30th, 1970. Susan died on June 29th, 1975, one day before Shoshana's 5th birthday, and Shoshana went on to live with her uncle and aunt in Baltimore, Maryland. Shoshana died of a cerebral aneurysm on April 24th, 1982, at the age of 11. Silverstein's book, A Light in the Attic, is dedicated to her. Silverstein later met Key West native Sarah Spencer, who drove a tourist train and inspired Silverstein's song, The Great Conch Train Robbery. They had a son named Matthew DeVere, born November 10, 1984, who later became a New York City-based songwriter and producer. On June 25, 2019, 2 decades after Silverstein's death, the New York Times Magazine listed him among hundreds of artists whose material had been destroyed in the 2008 Universal Studio fire. On May 10, 1999, Silverstein died at the age of 68 of a heart attack at his home in Key West, Florida. He was buried at West Lawn Cemetery in Norridge, Illinois. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Sure would help us out a lot with YouTube.